Title: My wife donated blood for the first time. A week later, a woman from the blood bank showed up at our door with 2 police officers. "Sir, we need to speak with your wife." I told her my wife wasn't home. Start: I remember the knock. 3 sharp raps. Firm, official, practiced. The kind that makes your stomach tighten before your mind even catches up. When I opened the door, I saw her first, the woman from the blood bank. White coat, clipboard, pale lips. Behind her stood 2 uniformed officers, their expressions locked somewhere between pity and protocol. "Sir," she said softly, "we need to speak with your wife." My wife wasn't home, or so I told them. The woman's face shifted, something like sorrow. "Sir," she whispered, lowering her voice, "pack your bags. Take your child. Leave the city tonight. You don't want to know the reason." She handed me an envelope. No explanation. Just that. I closed the door before the questions could form. My hands shook as I tore it open. Inside was a printed report, DNA match confirmation. The name beside it wasn't mine. It was a man's name I recognized. Her ex. We'd been married 8 years, or at least I thought we had. I met Clara at a charity event, back when I still believed kindness was its own kind of truth. She was light, quick to laugh, soft in manner, the kind of woman who made you feel steadier just by standing next to her. We built a life on small rituals: morning coffee, evening walks, a shared silence that felt safe. We had a son, Noah, my pride, my mirror, or so I believed. When she said she wanted to donate blood, I didn't think twice. Clara was that kind of person, generous to a fault. But the call from the blood bank changed everything. They'd found abnormalities. Not medical, genetic. The kind that only show up when something doesn't add up. Noah wasn't mine. And the man whose DNA had appeared in both my son and her blood sample, he wasn't a stranger. He was my best friend. The betrayal didn't hit like an explosion. It was slower, quieter, like drowning in still water. For days I moved through the house like a ghost, replaying every laugh, every touch, every promise she'd ever made. Every time she'd said, "We're a team." And the more I thought about it, the more I realized she hadn't slipped. She'd planned it. The timing, the secrecy, the lies woven so seamlessly into our life that even the truth looked false beside them. But I didn't confront her. Not then. No. I smiled, I kissed her forehead goodnight, and while she slept, I began to plan. Revenge isn't about rage, it's about precision. I started small. I mirrored her habits, her patterns. Her phone stayed locked, but her laptop didn't. I learned her passwords, read her emails, found the hidden folder labeled Receipts. Receipts for transfers. To him. Thousands. Over years. Money from our joint account. The one I'd filled, she'd drained. I didn't get angry. I got quiet. I called my lawyer. Started moving assets. The house, the accounts, even Noah's school trust, shifted into a private holding. She didn't notice. People rarely do when they think they're winning. Next, I reached out to the man, the friend, or whatever word fits for someone who shares your dinner table while sleeping with your wife. I told him we needed to talk. Business, I said, old times. We met at the bar where we used to watch football. He smiled like nothing had changed. I asked about Clara. He froze for half a second. Just enough. That's when I knew everything I needed to. He'd assumed I didn't know, that she'd kept me in the dark while promising him something better. But she'd lied to him too. She told him Noah was mine. I thanked him for his honesty. Then I left. The next month was execution. Every move calculated. Every smile rehearsed. I installed cameras, not to spy, just to capture truth in its purest form. One evening, I left my phone recording on the kitchen counter while I told her I'd be late coming home. She thought I'd gone to work. I waited in the car, watching through the app as she made a call. Her voice was soft, familiar. She told him she was tired of pretending, that soon she'd make her move. That move came 2 nights later. She cooked dinner, candlelight, wine, a softness in her tone that once meant love, but now reeked of strategy. Halfway through dessert, she told me she wanted a fresh start, a new life, somewhere away from all this. I asked, with me? Her eyes faltered. Just once, but it was enough. I nodded, told her I understood, told her I'd take care of everything. And I did. The next morning, she woke up to an empty account, a frozen credit line, her name removed from every deed, every document, every trace of my life. I left her a note on the counter. Check the cameras before you lie again. Then I walked Noah to school and filed for full custody, armed with proof of infidelity, fraud, and financial manipulation. It wasn't revenge, it was reclamation. A week later, the officers came again. Not for me this time. They wanted her. Fraud investigation tied to the blood bank's DNA cross-reference system. Apparently, she'd been using my insurance to cover medical procedures for her lover, pretending he was me. The DNA mismatch flagged the system. She thought the blood donation was innocent. It was her signature mistake. By the time they arrested her, she looked at me like I was the traitor, like I'd broken her heart. I didn't say a word, just stood there as they took her away. Noah was asleep upstairs. The house was quiet again, empty but clean. I sat at the table, the same one where she'd planned to start her new life, and opened the envelope one last time. That thin sheet of paper had once been the proof of my humiliation. Now it was something else entirely. Proof that truth, no matter how long it hides, bleeds out eventually. People ask if I miss her. I don't. I miss the version of me that believed her. But that man's gone, buried with the lies she built. All that's left is quiet and control. When I close my eyes at night, I still hear the woman's voice from that first day. You don't want to know the reason. She was wrong. I wanted to know. I needed to know. Because only then could I destroy it. Cleanly, completely. And I did.